Good morning, afternoon or evening, and welcome back to Edenia. My name is Clown, and today we're playing Kerbal Space Program. Yeah, I've done this game on my old channel, on the Dutch channel on Crimmy TV, and I love it. I love this game. A lot of updates have come out since I've played this, so I've already got a save game, Robotnik's Rockets, but we're not going to play Robotnik's Rockets. We're going to start a new game. And we're going to name this Edenia Space Enterprises. I hope that's correct. Enterprises? I guess. We could also name it Edenia Space Exploration. I love that name more. We're going to do a career mode. And we are going to pick a flag. I love the flag of Kerbin. For this one, we can always make a new flag later, and if you in the comments want to make a flag for this, I will use it. I will use it on my missions if you make a flag for me, so get busy. Difficulty options, I would like to keep things on normal because let's see, moderate resource abundance. Are there resources in the game now? Oh wow. We could play a hard game, but that's really nasty. Missing crew respawn. No entry purchase required on research. Well, I do want that. I just want to be allowed to revert flights and allow quick loading. But yeah, purchasing all sorts of parts is going to be really fun. Starting funds, that's fine. Starting science, 0. Starting reputation, 0. Re-entry heating 100%, resource abundance. Apparently we're going to find a couple less resources now, but we're going to play a moderate game of Kerbal Space Program because I believe that I'm not an expert on this game, but I do believe that I have some experience that's going to make this a lot easier. This is Gene Kerman. Nice to meet you. I'm Gene Kerman, Flight Director, and your guide for this quick introduction. This is the Space Center. From here you can manage all aspects of the space program. Feel free to have a look around, hold the right mouse button to move the camera, or use the arrow keys. There we go, like this. Right click over the Space Center facilities to view more about them. Left click when you're ready to head inside. Right, more information, check the training section. We've got it. Thanks, Gene. So this is the Kerbal Space Center, and the Kerbal Space Center is our base of operations. If you didn't already know by the title screen, by the name of the game, and by the introduction, this is going to be a space simulator. We'll build some rockets, and we'll go to space. Now, first of all, let's take a look at the admin building. These are our administrators. Mortimer is head of finances, Linus Kerman is head of science, Walter Kerman public relations, and Gus Kerman for the operations. Right, there's nothing really interesting to do here now, but we'll come back to this. We'll have some strategies. First, I think it's time to go to mission control, because this is where our main source of income will come from. We've got money, we've got reputation, and we've got science to manage in career mode. First, we should gather some scientific data from Kerbin. We can accept this contract. Nice. And we can also try to launch our first vessel. Now, these two can be done at once at the same run. So let's go into our vehicle assembly building, which is good for making rockets. And we will be greeted by Werner von Kerman. Hello, I am Werner von Kerman, Chief Rocketry Engineer. This is the vehicle assembly building. Here's where we build our spacecraft and later roll them out to the launch pad for flight. Pretty impressive, isn't it? Right, basically he's the rocket scientist guy. So, we've got ample parts, actually, to build our first rocket. Let's start with the command pod. Now, this is where the Kerbal will sit. He will sit inside of here. He does need to get off the ground, so let's plunk down the flea. We should also get some wings on this thing to stabilize it. I mean, we don't have any actual actuators or stabilizers just yet, so we'll have to make do with some basic fins. We should definitely have a parachute on this, and it wouldn't hurt to have a mystery goo canister or two on the side. Now these will actually gather some science for us if we click them in space. Now this is going to be the first launch rocket. And our first launch rocket, we're going to save it, and we will check the crew inside of this. Now Jebediah is one of our pilots. We've also got Valentina, but we only have room for one. Because this is a science mission, it wouldn't hurt to actually put Bob Kerman in this instead. He will not be able to fly very well, but at least we'll be able to get the experiments done. So let's save it and launch, and I'll show you the launch pad. So this is the first rocket. This is not really a launch pad. This is just a concrete slab with a lot of dust and burn marks on it. So first of all, let's get Bob to do a crew report, because we need to, if we take a look at the contract, gather scientific data from Kerbal. So let's do that. Let's do a crew report. There we go. And that is scientific data done. Now we could also do a mystery goo from the launch pad. Let's view that experiment. We could even have this guy pop out for a second so he can do an EVA report flying over the Kerbal shores. Well, I don't think that's how it works, but he is apparently flying because he's not touching the actual rocket. This is a bit of a bug, I guess. But no, we don't want to override the report. We just want you to board. And now he's boarded with the science, and as soon as we recover the vessel, we will have actually done the science. So that's good. Now, if we do another crew report, no, that's not going to do. We will have to EVA him. We'll have to grab the data, and also from this, we'll collect the data, remove, and we'll restore this. Because he's a scientist, he can restore experiments. Now, we have to store all the experiments and board once again. And now if we do a new crew report, it will actually work. Yeah, but we'll reset it for now because we'll do a crew report from the sky. So are you ready? This is our control, our navigational control. There's a couple of buttons that we can use, like SAS, but we don't have any SAS on this vessel. We do have RCS, but no thrusters at all. These are all things that will come into play later. And right now I saw a flaw that we didn't go over during the building of the rocket. Both our parachute and rocket are in the same stage. This will not do. We will need the rocket in the first stage and then the parachute on stage 0. So let's try and fly this baby. We've already gotten a first world milestone. We've performed an EVA test at home. Look at that, we've got money and reputation for that, which is nice. Alright, now if I press spacebar, this will start running. The more I press spacebar, the higher up it will climb, and especially later, these stages will get really, really impressive. But for now, it's just a launch and a parachute. So let's see what we can do. Let's launch this flea, and let's go. Now, immediately, I'm going to do a crew report from the sky over Kerbal shores, and a goo report as well. There we go. Now let's try to toggle this a bit. Let's try to steer. I don't think we're going to steer very well. We might as well... Should we do this yet? I don't think so. No, we're still flying at Kerbal, and this was already flying at Kerbal, I think. Yeah. So we don't need 2 instances of us flying at Kerbal. We might want to do a parachute though, because we are plunging towards Earth, towards Kerbal, I have to say. There's no Earth in this universe, by the way. It's just all Kerbal. So we're flying out of control, and our parachute has actually deployed, as you can see, but it will fully deploy when we reach an altitude of, I think, 3,000 meters. I think somewhere around there it will fully deploy, and we will softly plunge towards the shores. We might even do a mystery goo from the shores, I guess. Oh no, it's still flying at Kerbal, so we'll have to actually land to use that. Alright, so I think we're not going to make it entirely to the shores, but we'll see. We will see. we have launched our first vessel, and if we... There we go. It's fully deploying. Yes, there we go. Bob Kerman has got a bit of G-force on his stomach. We're going to speed this up. There's a couple of warp buttons to speed this up if you are impatient like me. There we go. We'll just about hit the water. That's nice. So there we go. We have landed. We've lost the wings. It's a bit of a downside, but I think we hit the water a bit too hard. So we've lost the wings. Now we'll EVA this guy. We'll get him to restore... we'll get him to observe the mystery goo from Kerbal shores. That's nice. We'll do an EVA report from the Kerbal shores. And we'll take all the data and collect this one as well. We'll restore it. And we'll store the experiments and we'll board. Now we'll do a new crew report from Kerbal shores. There we go. Observe the mystery goo, because why not? And let's recover the vessel. Now this should give us a couple of points into science. Look at that. All the science we've gathered. Now you might think to yourself, why should we gather science? Bob Kerman gets an experience point as well, but we need 2 experience points for him to become a level 1 scientist. Now the science we can use in the research and development building, which is a tech tree. I can't make it any more fun, it's just a tech tree. So we'll get basic rocketry, research, and we'll get engineering 101. Now we need to purchase these parts individually. So if we want the science junior, we're going to have to fork over 2,500 pesos, I believe it's called. It's a wordplay on pesos, but it's in space, so it's pesos. Now we still have 20 points left, so we could go for the Reliant liquid fuel engine and a Thumper solid fuel booster, which is going to launch our space program into space, literally. But we might also want to go for survivability. For instance, the service bay you see here is ideal for storing experiments. Also, the radial parachutes are a godsend. Some microstruts for landing and a heat shield. That is going to do a lot for us. Dissipating the heat through a radiator panel also is very nice. And then we can unlock basic science after that. We'll get some thermometers, we'll get Communitron, and we'll get some battery packs. So I think we're going to go for survivability for now. And let's take a look at what we can buy over here, because we really need some new stuff. First of all, the swivel engine. That's going to be really good. We'll purchase it. Purchase all parts. Oh, you can't purchase the individual parts, I guess. Or can you? Oh, you can. You can actually purchase the individual parts, which is nice. So we've bought those parts. We might want to buy all of these as well, because we need a Communitron, we need the Science Junior desperately, and we need the stack decoupler as well. So let's purchase all of these. And you know what? Let's also purchase all of these. I think we're going to need all of them, except for the radiator panel maybe. Cools only nearby parts. So this is for when your ship is too hot, it will dissipate the heat into space, which is nice. But yeah, we're going to need them all. So let's purchase all of them. There we go. We've got a use for money now, which is great, because in the standard career mode, money is very easy to come by. You just have to do some contracts, that's all. So we've got all the parts that we can. This is all owned. And we've got 6.9 science left, which is not enough to buy anything, really. So now that we've launched our first vessel, wow, that's a bit of a tongue twister. First vessel, we can now get these contracts completed. So gather scientific data from Kerbal. We've done that. We've got the completion rewards. We've also launched our first vessel. There we go. And we've reached some milestones. A speed record, a first launch, broken a speed record again, another speed record, an altitude record, land distance records. That's not too impressive. We've managed to travel 1 kilometer out to sea. Splash into the ocean. Return to the surface. Recovered our first crew from a mission. Performed the first one of our experiments and home. Look at that. It's all reputation we're gaining, science we're gaining, and money we are gaining. So let's go back to mission control, because we've got a couple of harder contracts to fulfill. A focused observational survey of Kerbal. These need to go to specific areas on this planet, which is not the best because we don't really have any. We could test this engine splashdown at Kerbal. So all this is asking is to activate this engine while we're splashed in the water at Kerbal. You know what? This has to be in flight over Kerbal at a certain speed. We'll take these 2 contracts. Thank you very much. We'll test these out for you. That's fine. So let's build a rocket specifically for that purpose. So we're going to take the goo canisters. We're going to take some more science as well because we can now. Let's take these, which is a... Oh, there we go. We want double goo canisters on here. This is a Science Junior, as it's called, and it's a resettable experiment, and it's very nice. We might want to have these here as actually, yeah, let's put them there. We'll have some radial mount parachutes on here. So now we're a bit heavier, but we can use it. We can have it. All right. For now, we want to test this as soon as we hit the water. So we need a bit of a fuel tank. You know what? We don't even need a fuel tank because we just need to activate it. So this is going to be last stage. This is going to be the landing stage, and we'll have a decoupler then, so we can actually do some staging. Now this is nice, right? We'll get another stage to test these. This one will be tested in the water, so it will be the last stage. The parachutes will be the second to last stage, and this decoupler will actually disrupt it after everything else. So now we just need a hammer, I guess. I guess we'll just need a hammer, and that's it, to lob us into the ocean. We could get some of these on, I think. You know what? Let's put 2 fins on. You know, this is a big vessel. We'll put 4 on. There we go. 4 of these, and this will activate in the last stage. In the first stage, actually, because we're counting up. So this is going to be the test rocket. Test rocket will always have some parts on it that will need testing. So this will cost us about 6.4 thousand spaceos, but we'll probably get some advances when we're done. So let's take a look at the engineer's report. This is what I forgot last time. Engineer's report will have we have an unused monopropellant resource, so we can actually get rid of the monopropellant and conserve some money, because monopropellant costs money to use, as you can see over here. We can get rid of it. We don't need it. Consumer not receiving liquid fuel. That's fine. And not receiving oxidizer. That's fine as well, because we actually want it that way. Great. So the engineer has no other complaints. So let's launch. Let's see if we can get this into the water. And if we don't, we can always revert to the vehicle assembly building and retry. So let's do it like this. Let's launch and tilt right away. There we go. We'll tilt it. So we'll get into the ocean. There we go. We could have done with a smaller engine actually, because now we're going to get a long way from home. Let's do a crew report from Kerbal Shores. We've already have that. So let's not try that again. So the solid fuel... There we go. We've actually decoupled, and that was one of the contracts. We didn't do it at the right altitude though. Oh, that's a bit of a bummer. So we want to actually gain some more altitude before we do that. So let's actually make it another stage. There we go. And another one of those hammers. There we go. We might go and do this after all. So there we go. We've built it another stage now, and this stage will decouple, and then we will activate the new solid rocket booster. There we go. So let's try to gain some speed and some altitude this time. There we go. You can throttle up with Control and Shift, by the way, but also by pressing Z and X. Didn't mention this before, but then again, there is a tutorial in this game. If you want to know all the controls, you can follow that one. Actually, we've broken a land distance record, and 10 kilometers. Oh wow. Oh, that was from our test flight, so that does count towards... Alright, that does actually count. I didn't know that. It's a bit overpowered if you ask me. We could just send a rocket into space and retrieve it. Anyway, let's launch this bad boy. And let's go up for a bit. Just let it stabilize. So we have got a altitude requirement of 20k. 20 kilometers. And at 20 kilometers we will actually need to... I don't think we're going to make 20 kilometers like this. Let's boost this one up. I don't think we're going to make 20 kilometers like this. That's a bit steep. We have got the speed record though, that's nice. You know what? We'll try to launch upright. That might help, launching upright. So, I'm going to thank you for this. I'm going to put these on. This, I believe, we can test it when we're splashed down a Kerbal. This is what I'm interested in. So there we go. We're going to go straight up this time, and we're going to adjust our course later. So there we go. We need the 20 kilometer. That is a bit steep, isn't it? 20 kilometers. Jeez. I don't think we're going to make it with this rocket. Not at all. There we go. I don't think we're going to make that at all. And I think that's going to crash into the... Oh yeah, that's going to crash right into the launch pad, and that's going to be really bad. Right. I don't think we're going to make the altitude. It doesn't look like it. Oh, wait. We're going to drift. We are going to drift. There we go. We did it. Now, we want to land in the ocean. So, that's going to be a bit of a stretch. Alright, we're just tumbling and tumbling and tumbling. Well, you know, we might want to do a crew report from here, because we're in the upper atmosphere, actually. That's nice. We'll do a mystery goo as well. I don't think we're going to escape the atmosphere. That would be oh, we're coming close to the to escaping the atmosphere, and we're going to land in the water nicely. The atmosphere, by the way, is it's actually 70 kilometers, so we are actually not that far from space. Now let's speed this up a bit. There we go. We're tumbling away. Bob Kerman is getting a bit dizzy. I just hope that the rocket debris didn't really damage the launch pad, because we're going to have to pay for that. Alright, so now we just need to splash down into the water of Kerbal, and I don't think we're going to do it. No, because the planet is obviously rotating beneath us. So we're going to land somewhere else entirely. Now this is bad, because I don't think we are slowing down enough. No, I think we're crashing straight into the Earth. Alright, let's try that one more time. So we are going to have to tilt a bit, because we are going to want to land in the ocean. Right? So, test complete. Good data. Nice. So actually reloading the save will test it. That's a bit strange. Alright, we'll just tilt a bit like this. And we'll try to keep it up. Like this. Now I want to do some stability testing, but we don't have any stabilizers just yet, which is a bit of a shame. We might want to use a pilot for this one, actually. We've already got these crew reports, so we don't really need to bother. Alright, still Kerbal shores. I'm going to do... Ah, that's it. Kerbal's water. That's nice. And the mystery goo will just be flying at Kerbal, right? Yeah, but we can take it again, actually. And we should. We should take as many as we can. Right, so this is probably not going to catapult us to... Oh, it would have. It would have, but I actually accidentally decoupled it early. That's a bit of a shame. Come on, last time. Last try, last time. There we go. So we are going to tilt a bit. There we go. Nice, not too much. At least we're getting clear from the launch pad now, so there's no danger. Well, there is still a danger of Bob Kerbal splashing into the earth, but there he is. He's on the inside of this little cockpit. So cute. There he is. Look at him. Alright. So there we go. We're going to splash this one. We're going to try and pull it a bit up. It's hard pulling it up, but just have to do. Alright, let's do this flying at Kerbal thing again and the crew report, because we're definitely flying over the water now. There we go. I hope this will rise enough. I don't think it will. Let's take a look at the... No, we're not going to get the kilometer requirement. This is a bit fiddly. Alright, and there we go. Nearing 20 kilometers, and let's decouple. Good, that one's complete. And now we just have to wait to land in the water. There we go. Getting all sorts of records. This is nice. So now we just have to land in the water, as I said. We'll wait for our speed to tumble down, because we are going diagonally into the earth. We are going to lose a lot of speed, which is nice. We're going to get a couple of distance records as well, pretty sure. Alright, tumbling down. And we should lose some speed sometime soon. We'll just fast forward it just a bit. There we go. And we should desperately lose some speed now. This is going to be a bit tricky. We have to wobble around a bit to get more air resistance. Every time you wobble, you get some air resistance, you lose some speed. There we go. We'll just have to chance it. That was very close, but we made it. Alright, so now let's splash down into the water and test our engines. By the way, we haven't gotten the materials bay at all. We just forgot about it. It's a nice chunk of science. It's 15 science. You don't want to forget about something like that. This is still flying at Kerbal, I guess. Yep. But now it isn't. Now it's splashed down at Kerbal. Kerbal's water, yes. We'll do a crew report as well from Kerbal's water. And we'll do an EVA. EVA report from Kerbal's water. I don't think the suit was necessary. All those texts, they are amazing. Let's collect the data, remove it, restore it. Let's take all the data from here. Let's collect data as well. And let's restore it. Now let's board it. And let's do another materials-based study. There we go, from Kerbal's water. So the mystery goo. The goo escapes into the water. Nice. And the crew report. The assessment of the situation, and let's also have a splash down EVA report. So let's get into the water. There we go. I don't think a spacesuit was entirely necessary to get here, was it? Well, otherwise you would be wet. Come on. Alright, let's hop on. Oh, come on. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, this is nice. I didn't know you could dive. Didn't know you could dive. There we go. Learn something new every day. Nice. Now how do we get back in? This is one of the biggest struggles in Kerbal Space Program. Getting back into your... Oh, we had a grab prompt there. There we go. No, not entirely. This is by far the biggest challenge in Kerbal Space Program. Getting back in your ship. I'm pressing F like crazy because F is the command to grab onto your ladder, but it doesn't seem to work. Diving is nice though. Alright, we've got it. There we go, let's board. Let's dump some experiments because apparently we had doubles. And let's get back into... have we tested it? Run test. Oh, we actually need to run test. There we go. Nice. So we've done this and we have broken a land distance record of 100 kilometers. Bring me home, Shirley. There we go. Another batch of science, some funds. No experience for Bob Kerman because he's already done an atmospheric flight. Let's take a look at mission control. I think escaping the atmosphere would be really cool. Hold the radio decoupler in flight above Kerbin. We just have to take it with us. No tests, nothing. We just have to take it with us. Well, this is certainly going to happen because the radial decouplers are great. Yeah, these are at certain sites, and I really dislike the certain site. Oh, we have to test this in flight above Kerbin. That is really high. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that. This one's a bit odd. We have to be at 8,000 meters with only a speed of 100. That's a maximum speed of 100. That's really low. That's steep. Orbiting Kerbin. Well, that's not going to happen anytime soon. You know what? We're just going to try to escape the atmosphere. But it will have to wait because we're already half an hour in. So yeah, I want to say thank you very much for watching. A lot of support for this series. I put up a vlog recently to ask which game I should play, and Kerbal Space Program was praised to high heaven. So I really love this game as well, so thank you very much for choosing this game, and thank you for watching as well. See you all next time. Have a great day.